Welcome to this YouTube channel. TopTech Kit is a channel that is dedicated to providing free learning to anyone interested in using technology to enhance productivity. The topics we cover on this channel range from Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Google Sheets, Google Docs, and other real-life applications. If you're interested in research, please subscribe to watch more videos like this. Today, let's get started with our Excel, and we're going to look at calculating the year-to-date figures. To do that, we have data which shows months and year and sales. So the months and sales, and they're running, this is 1 year, 2020. Then when you go down to January, you see 2023. Then it continues. So our objective is to calculate the year-to-date. So if you're in February, our year-to-date will be these two. If you're in May, our year-to-date will be the total of these 5, and so on. So when you reach January, we need to restart again. Our year-to-date for January will be only 1 month. Then we calculate from January and going on from there. So there are 3 different ways I'm going to show you how to do this. And one of them, which I see most people do, is they say January is that. Then they get the value for January, add on the next month. So they keep accumulating the figure. Then they copy this down like so. And then you get your recurring totals like this. Now, the challenge with this is that when we reach January here, it continues calculating for the adding on January to the previous year, and therefore this is wrong because our objective is to calculate the year to date. For January, we expect it to start afresh with January here. So to come here, start here, then like so. So February year to date will be the sum of these two, which is this. So the disadvantage of this formula is that you need to come and adjust to reset when the formula, when the year starts. The second formula I can show you is the sum formula. So we are summing this, then refer to the same again. And then I do that, I get the sum of January. Now, because I want to keep this one constant, so that in February, I sum these two, keep January constant, so that when in March, I sum these 3. So when I go back to this formula, this first part of the formula needs to be fixed. So I fix it with my F4. And the second part is dynamic. So if I'm in January, it will be B2. If I drag it down to February, this one will read B3, but the first one will be fixed, and therefore it will cover the 2, and so on. So let's pull this down, copy it down, and then we see, and I explain what I mean. So if I come in March here, you see that this first part is fixed, but the second reference points to March. Then, so it is using that logic. The first one is fixed, the next one is July. So using this logic, you can get the running total. Again, the disadvantage with this is that when you reach the new year, we need to go here to 0, and then we need to restart. So you need to come back here and adjust your formula to B14, so that it starts afresh, and your year-to-date starts afresh, and you continue like so. So that when I come here in March, I see it is calculating these 3 like so. So this is the second approach. Now, the third approach is to make this formula dynamic so that I don't need to touch January at all. I put in my formula, I copy it down, and it definitely works without going to reset the month when the year ends. So to do that, I need to use the offset formula. I did a video on how to use the offset formula in one of the earlier videos, so you can go back and watch that video to explain to you how the offset formula works. In this video, I'm focused on getting the running year-to-date total. So I'll still use the sum formula, but I'll use the offset to get me the range that I'm gonna sum. Okay? Maybe briefly, offset. I'm going to start with this. I'm not going to move any rows, zero columns. In other words, I'm remaining in that cell. And then the height is 1 because it is only one cell. Actually, if you use 1 and -1, we get the same result because -1 refers to the same cell and 1 also refers to the same cell. And I don't need the width, I just need the height. So if I do that, it returns this value. So if I enclose this in the sum formula, in other words, it is going to sum what the offset gives me, and it does so, it gives it one figure, and it sums only that one figure and returns the sum. Now, next here, I'm going to copy this, and I put it here. So if I do that, it takes only the sum of this, because I've given it 1. The height is 1. If you use -1 and 1, it means it is the same height. But in the second row here, I'm referring to B3, which is this. I'm not moving a column, I'm not moving a row, but my height should be -2 because I'm going in the opposite direction. So it should be these two. So if I do a height of those two and I sum them, I'll be able to get the right answer. So if I do that and I change this one to 2, I'm trying to show you how the logic, you see, I get the right total. So here it is summing these two, and it is giving me the right total as we have seen in the previous example. If I copy this, go down, now I need a height of -3. So I put 3. So when I do that, I get the same total like so. Now, as you can see, I need to continue changing my height to -1, -2, -3, because when I'm in this, I need to move backwards 4 times. When I'm in July here, I need to move backwards that. The question is, how can I determine this value here dynamically? How do I determine that value dynamically such that I don't go in typing one by one by one? Because when I go in typing one by one, it is time consuming. That's not what we are supposed to do. So to make it dynamic, I can utilize this month to get that figure. January can give me, if I do minus, because I want a minus, then I say month, and I specify January here. You see, it gives me -1. If I copy down, you can see February gives me -2. April gives me -4. June gives me -6. So this is a good thing to use to make my formula dynamic. So I come back here, instead of putting -1, I'll enter month, and then I specify this month, like so. Then I copy down, copy down. So when we do this, our formula becomes dynamic. Okay? So when I go to January, I don't need to go and reset because the formula is dynamic. You can see it is just summing up January. And when I go to Feb, it is summing up the two, January and Feb, and March, the two. So by using the offset inside the sum, you make your formula dynamic and you can get your year-to-date total without going and resetting when the year ends. That's what I have for you today. Please, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. See you again.